All right, this is Emelia Hartford, and this is her 1979 Buick Regal called the Grim Regal, and these are the new parking lights. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about sequencers, but I'm gonna use them in a way I've never used before. We're gonna power up some LED bulbs for a 1979 Buick Regal. It's gonna be a very, very easy DIY project that anybody can do. Let's dive in. All right, you hit me up to do custom lights.
I did.
I didn't know what to do. I just kind of threw some parts that would be on there.
Either.
So I think we just kind of came at this as a completely different type of project for either of us. But we did the sequential lights. I think they came out super cool, and yeah. I'm pumped that you're enjoying it. What's left for the car? You've got how many days left to finish this thing?
3 days, and the motor is sitting on the ground in front of where it should be, so
we should probably finish up and get out of here really quick, but we did get something cool done for the taillights. There might be some headlight stuff to come, but all the engine stuff is coming. What are the numbers that you're shooting for the car?
Hoping for 1,500 horsepower, hoping for 9, maybe 8.25 miles. We shall see. But we gotta get the motor in first before I can even give you guys any of that. All
right, well, I'm glad that you like the taillights. So this is the module that I'm actually gonna connect, and I have to find all of the ground wires from these super old 43-year-old bulbs. All of these little connectors have a ground, a power for parking, and a power for brake, or like this little dude right here, just has 2 wires going into it. Power and ground for the parking light. So I'm gonna connect all of the power wires together first, and then I'm gonna separate all the ground wires to go to this guy, hook it up, and then we're gonna have a really cool sequential look. We're gonna have a fancy brake light, and we'll have a really cool animation that dances on and stays solid for parking lights. So these bulb sockets are super old, and they used to have like a little foam gasket in there, but we don't have any of that. I think it just fell off 20 years ago. So we're gonna just try, however we can, just make something so this bulb stays nice and tight in there and doesn't pop out. Nice and tight. Oh yeah.
It's doing its job.
It's doing perfect. So, okay. DIY gaskets. I gotta clean up all this crap, this rat nest. This is old wire. Look at like how they used to have all the wire come together and then like fold back on top of itself. And that's parking light and ground. And it is rusting, so it's not making good connection. And then that looks like somebody had their way with the reverse lights, like a hungry little rat. So we're gonna change these wires up right now. That gets cut. Got to cut it. Here's where you have the wires run from the front. And then right here, in this little pocket right here, is where I'm gonna put the sequencers. Okay. So just to keep them out from water and all of that. But having said that, there's a big ass tire right there.
Tire will eventually get covered.
Right.
Obviously we have a fuel cell.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a nitrous bottle, and then we have battery over there.
Cool.
I don't know how well the trunk seals, but I'll leave that up to you.
Sure. I mean, the only reason I ask is like if this area seems like there's not really anything important that's gonna go here, then I'll just have the electronics like tucked around here.
I feel like that's fine.
Cool. I want to do a bunch of old cars. That sounds fun now. Just doing the sequential turn signals, that sounds like there's so many crazy LED modules and all that are out that I don't even want to mess with now if I could just change their bulbs out and make them blink silly. What is the deal? Whoa. It's like it just turned forever. Shit, I don't know which way to turn it. I quit. Somebody else teach me. It smells like solder and spray paint right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Smells pretty good.
Hot as hell. So I'm soldering this wire on, and it's connected on the board to 2 outputs because it has a maximum milliamp output of 300 milliamps, and I'm powering a bulb that's like 470. So I'm using 2 channels of output to equal roughly 600 milliamps of output to power up a 470 milliamp bulb on that channel. Yeah, you shouldn't do this, but like this is how I'm doing it to solve the problem. If you're gonna go somewhere off-site, away from your workshop, definitely I suggest make a checklist, because I banged out a taillight so fast and easy earlier, and then having to do the same thing on the other side right now, it's just hard and slow because my mental capacity is not there right now. Make a checklist. Now it's time to say goodbye to my socks and candy. Does it do it in the right order?
Yep. Are
you sure?
Yep.
You sure you're sure? To put the Superbad song intro. So I'm just gonna solder the pads for these. So one is gonna go to channel 1. 2 and 3. It's gonna go to channel 2. No. And 4 is a single. So I'm putting solder on the ends of these so that when I go to stick them on the circuit board, the 2 parts are already already have solder on them, and they just melt together. Turn on the parking light, so I'm gonna flip dial 1 up, dip switch 1, and then, hey, that looks dope. Ooh, baby. Cool. And then turn signal. Boop, boop.
Sick.
And then brake. Let me give it some extra fanciness. So dip switch number 3, I'm gonna go from down to up. And then we got fancy triple flashy F1. Bye-bye, bye. Bye-bye, bye. Kind of can't adjust the speed much, but I'm gonna try to turn the speed down on this one. Dude, that ain't right.
No?
Nope. Something's backwards. Yeah, some shit's, those 2 are backwards.
These 2?
Yep. It's one wire connection, it's not a big deal. Force my hand. Bow. Okay, this thing better wow me really big right now. I should be hugely impressed. That looks like some flow.
There we go.
Yeah, boy.
That's it.
It's crazy. It's like part of the show.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I like that. Wow. And then
That looks sick.
it does. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. Bow, bow, bow.
It's illuminating so much more light.
Oh yeah. It had no ground connection. The way that it was originally was like the wires were connected by a big rusty piece of metal. So it just wasn't bright. So now they're super bright. But they do such cool things now.
Whoa!
So this is the little dance. This is the fanciness when you turn on your parking lights. It'll greet you with a little like, what up? We do
That's so
cool
cool.
things. And then the turn signal. So it's on like hazard style right now, but it does a sequential from inside out. And then with your brakes, there's little switches so we can adjust all this stuff, but this is the, hey, I'm braking, don't hit me. F1 triple flash. So I literally don't think I've ever seen this on a car older than a 90s anything.
Same.
So this will be sick.
Thank you so much. This looks sick.
I'm glad you like it. That's the big payoff at the end. It always matters if somebody's stoked when they see it turn on. It's all worth it. So we got to hang out here at her shop. It was dope. There was lots of cool cars. They were doing more important engine work, but we at least got to put our touch on the custom lights.
I love it. Thank you.